Hi everyone, welcome back to Rawsome Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Hi.
And this is the week of WWE. This is the Rawsome Raw review. Raw, 21st of the 10th, 2019. Started off with, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Yes, he came out and did a bit of promo about the Crown Jewel. Obviously there's a match, Team Hogan versus Team Flair. I did say in the SmackDown video that we didn't know who the full team was. We actually did. They did actually announce it. Hogan did actually announce it during that show. It was a little bit confusing to me personally, and probably not to everyone else, but it was confusing to me that they were actually announcing it. It was weird how they done it, to be fair. But anyway, if we could go through Team Hogan, it is new team captain Roman Reigns, Rusev. There is, you'll have to help me here, Ali, Chad Gable, and who's the last one?
Ricochet.
Ricochet, that's it. And on Team Flair is team captain Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley. Who else is on there? King Corbin, and is that 4? Yeah, that's 4. And then they announced the newest member of Ric Flair's team on this Raw. It was Drew McIntyre. Yes, returned from injury. Drew McIntyre was back. Did a bit of like a promo, but it basically served a purpose because it was going to be a match: Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. Ric Flair at ringside. They did this really weird sort of mid-match interview with Ric Flair, which, to be fair, I put car crash. Whenever you get a Ric Flair when he's a promo nowadays, it's a little bit of a car crash and a little bit unpredictable about what he's going to say, and it was a little bit like that. But that was a weird little thing. They did a mid-match interview and didn't really they took focus away from the match. Anyway, McIntyre went and won the match with a Claymore kick, which I expected him to win the match, being since he'd now come back from injury and he got the win, obviously. Basically, after the match, he sort of assaulted Ricochet and then did his sort of Alabama sort of slam thingy to the steel steps, and that's kind of how it was. Then we have the returning Back in the Black. Get Back in the Black again, same promo. They just don't know what to do with him. Basically about picking a fight. That was kind of it. And then Aleister Black came out against a jobber. Again, don't know what to do with him. It was a quick Black Mass win, and obviously Aleister Black got the win. Just don't know what to do with him. We had Jerry the King Lawler did the King's Court with Rusev as his guest. Obviously this is Raw's Rubbish, as I'm calling it. It used to be Mike and Maria. Now it's Rusev, Lana and Bobby. I'm afraid they've now Raw's Rubbish, sadly. I'm not invested in the storyline, I don't really care. Just turned off, basically, at this point. My brain switched off. Basically the gist is that they were having a little bit of interview with Rusev about the situation, about how it should be personal. Only for Bobby and Lashley to appear on the Titantron at a restaurant. Rusev says he knows where they are, he's going to go after them. That was it, and he left. Then we had Andrade with Selena Vega versus Sin Cara. Again, Selena Vega interfered, as always. That helped Andrade get the win. Only for Humberto Carrillo to be watching on the screen. They had a little bit of an interview where he said about, he knows how to face Andrade because he knows he has to face Selena as well. That he wants a title shot about Seth Rollins and all that sort of stuff. It's what kind of the gist of it. It's set up basically later on. We'll get to that. Then we had R-Truth looking around, hiding. He bumps into one of the Bollywood brothers. The other Bollywood brother from behind rolled him up, got the win. They're now the 24/7 champion. Then we go to the Viking Raiders versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Again, another squash match for the other two. Viking Raiders went and won. That was kind of it. Then we went to Bobby Lashley and Lana at the restaurant. The manager was saying, "Can you please leave? I know Rusev's coming. I don't want no trouble." Only for them to say he's not going to show up. He's a coward. Only for then Rusev to turn up, and then there was a bit of a brawl in the restaurant, and Rusev was carted away. Basically, that was the gist of that. Then we had Rey Mysterio. It said, I swear I saw something saying Rey Mysterio was going to be back in the ring, meaning he was going to wrestle, but that obviously wasn't the case because he still come out with his arm in a band, in a sling, and he did a bit of a promo where he thanked the fans for their support, and that the fans were his family. Only for then Paul Heyman to pop up on the screen to say, "Would you say all this stuff about Brock Lesnar if he was here tonight?" He can't be because he's on SmackDown. He was drafted to SmackDown. He can't be on Raw, which is cool to hear because that means that they're not going to cross shows by the looks of it, and they're going to stick to the bland split. only for then Shelton Benjamin to arrive, come up with the promo saying about, you know, why is it that Cain Velasquez has got an opportunity? Because he you know, he's basically associated with Ray, and that, you know, is it because Brock Lesnar beat up Ray and that he then helped Ray? Is that why he's got it? Only for then him to start pushing Ray and saying, is this going to get me a title shot? You know, all this, that and the other. Only for then Kane to come out. Shelton Benjamin tried to take him down at the legs, but didn't happen, did it, Kai? And Cain Velasquez basically took down Shelton Benjamin, put him in a rear naked choke, and Shelton Benjamin tapped out, and that was kind of it. That was the end of that. Then we had an interview with Seth Rollins about The Fiend, saying about, had The Fiend gotten into his head? He retorted by saying, no, I've got into his head. I thought they were going to have an answer to why he burnt down the Fireflies Funhouse. They didn't kind of say anything about that in this interview. Basically, halfway through the interview, Seth Rollins sort of sees something in the distance. He walks off. It is Humberto Carrillo. He said about, because of all the comments you said about earlier, you know, all this about wanting the title shot and about the Fireflies Funhouse, all that and the other, we'll basically have your first match against me tonight. And that's what happened next. Seth versus Humberto Carrillo. Not much to it, to be honest. It's just a showcase of what Carrillo can do. Seth Rollins went and got the win, though. So, not very surprised in the end. Then we had our Truth backstage looking for the Bollywood boys. He saw one in the distance. He sort of sneaked up to him, rolled him up, only for the referee to say that's not the right one. The other one was behind him and they went running off, which I thought was a bit strange because the Revival won them titles and both of them could be pinned for the title, so why can't the Bollywood brothers be pinned, either one? I don't understand that. Anyway, then we had the main event, which to me was a little bit confusing. We had the Street Profits come out with no mystery partner. That's the first thing I'll say. Only for the OC to come out. AJ Styles did a promo saying, where's your partner? Maybe you couldn't find anyone because of the beating you sustained. Anyway, it became a 2-on-2, which was really strange because surely it should have been a 3-on-2. AJ Styles was at ringside. They had a tag team match, only for AJ Styles to really interfere in this match and make his presence felt. Only for then him to look like he was about to take out the Street Profits, for the referee to say no because he spotted it. He then had tried to eject AJ Styles from the arena by doing the normal referee sort of point to the back, only for then somebody to come out. Who was it?
Kevin Owens.
Yep, Kevin Owens music hit. He came out, did a stunner to AJ Styles, backed up to the ramp. The Street Profits went and won. There was no mention of was Kevin Owens a mystery partner? Wasn't he supposed to be? It's strange that he wasn't. He wasn't even in ring attire. They could have announced that maybe the mystery partner had been taken out by the OC earlier, or what. It was really strange. I was really confused. There's no mention to really who was originally going to be their mystery partner. Did they have one? Didn't they? They kept saying through them. They did an interview promo earlier where they said about the mystery partner. It didn't happen. It was really, really confusing, Kai. That was really sort of weird storyline writing, and I was left confused by the end of it. But anyway, Street Profits' first match, they won. Raw this week, since the draft, again gone back to Raw. Again, I'm just, to be fair, on my personal opinion, it's not everyone's opinion, it's just mine. I'm a little bit bored. I'm a little bit bored from Raw this week. I'm just, you know, we've got Bobby Lashley, Lana, that storyline is just not gripping me. The ending was confusing. The R-Truth thing, the 24/7 belt is just stalled. It's just boring. I don't care about it. The Flair versus Hogan match, I'm not bothered by that. You know, and yeah, Seth Rollins, again, they stalled that storyline. I was just bored. Anyway, that's just my opinion. So, yeah, thumbs down for Raw this week. Not impressed by Raw. They're not up in it. They should be up in the game, especially with AEW as a competition now. It seems that NXT is in the competition with AEW, not Raw or SmackDown. Really, that shouldn't be the way. They should all be in competition. You know, you've got a wrestling show that's killing it at the minute, which is AEW, and WWE just didn't respond, and this Raw is evidence of that. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and share your views on Raw. Did you like it? Did you think it's thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, what you liked, what you didn't like, everything? Just comment in the comments or on social media, links in the description, and we'll see you in the next video, which will be NXT's look back recap Or it might be the AEW's Explosive Elite Review. Can't wait for that one because I think the AEW is. I'm really excited to watch them shows at the minute. I'm really happy about what they're doing. So yep. So I'll say goodbye and say goodbye, Kai.
Bye.
Bye bye.